I will launch it on Tuesday the 1st of July as the Northern Ireland Environment Agency, with the mission of protecting our built heritage and natural environment. And of course, the agency will carry forward the range of EHS functions and build on its successes. For example, last year, EHS supported maintenance of 97 listed buildings, and its funding of 19 biodiversity officers resulted in district councils declaring 7 new nature reserves. And in total, EHS has now declared 257 ASSIs that cover 94,400 hectares. This is important work, and it is the very backbone of environmental protection. And I know that some people will be disappointed by the decision not to make EHS an independent agency as recommended in the Burke report. To those people I want to say that I and my party take the role of environmental governance too seriously to externalise the organisation into an outside agency. The return of devolution resulted in the appointment of local ministers to make decisions. I am opposed, Mr Speaker, to the setting up of yet more quangos where unelected people take decisions on behalf of the people of Northern Ireland. I am Minister of the Environment. I, along with my executive colleagues, will make the decisions that will be scrutinised by this House and by the Environment Committee. This decision today will result in certainty on environmental governance, both for the staff within my department and the wider community. I believe that this decision means that we can get on with the job of better governance for the people of Northern Ireland.
Well, the Minister is with me now, and so too is Patsy McGlone, who chairs the Environment Committee. You're both very welcome. Arlene Foster, is this nothing more than a rebranding exercise then? The EHS becomes the Northern Ireland Environmental Agency?
Absolutely not. It's about reforming EHS. It's about recognising the shortcomings that are there and dealing with those, but having better regulation for Northern Ireland within the department so that we have those accountable lines to the Environment Committee, to the Assembly, and we have the accountability to the people of Northern Ireland.
And yet you shied away from the one thing that all the other parties, and indeed many interest groups outside of the Assembly, have said needs to be created, which is an independent body. Why are you scared of something being independent? Are you afraid of too much scrutiny?
No, not at all. In fact, I think there'll be more scrutiny by the fact that I've kept it within the department, and I very strongly believe that. But as well as that, I do recognise that there's a need for openness and transparency, and in recognition of that, I'm appointing 2 independent board members to the board of the new Environment Agency. I'm also going to have their meetings in public so anybody can attend. All of their minutes, all of their productions will be put on the web so that people can have a look at them there. So this is about more openness, it's about more transparency, and I believe we can achieve it within the department.
Well, Patsy McGlone, you do chair the relevant committee. Is this going to be an improvement?
Well, we'll wait and see how much of an improvement it may or may not be. Clearly there have been major concerns around EHS and its inability to deliver, and those have been recognised more recently in some of the reports that have come out, and indeed some of the select committee reports going back a number of years have highlighted those shortcomings, and recent court cases over area plans have shown that an add-on to a government department making the same decision and advising on that decision is just not the way to go. In fact, advocated that court decision, said that it should be an independent environmental protection agency adjudicating on these matters. So society needs it out there, the economy needs it, business can do with it, business have supported it, and indeed the wider interests of world view. We see global warming as a big issue, and this is one of the key factors which could have contributed to protection of our environment.
Well, Arlene Foster, in the Chamber earlier, you hit back at Patsy McGlone by suggesting that an independent agency might be too tough on certain issues, and of course PPS 14, the big planning issue was mentioned.
Well, that is a big issue, and that's something we hope will go to the Executive very soon. But can I just take up the issue of the business community and the economic people wanting better regulation? I believe that they do want better regulation. I also believe that they want proportionate regulation. And having spoken to the CBI just 2 short weeks ago, I was told that that's exactly what they wanted. They wanted better regulation. And it's not just about accountability, but it's also about cost. We're facing a CSR, comprehensive spending review. I have to make efficiencies within the department. If I was to add on the 2.5 million plus the 600,000 per year running costs on top of that, I would have to make more efficiency. So in actual fact, I'd be taking away money from frontline services and putting them into administration in relation to an independent environmental protection agency. I simply don't accept that that's the right way to use scarce money that's already there. I think we can deal with it in-house and at the same time have that added accountability.
But is it feasible to have a scrutiny system which involves those that need to be scrutinised, such as business people and indeed perhaps those in the agricultural industry?
Well, what you're talking about now is a better regulation board, and I've set up this better regulation board to have the dialogue between, and I think that that's very much needed, and I would hope that Patsy would recognise that in the past government has been remote from those people that it's been regulating. I think that there's a three-stage process in relation to regulation. First of all, you educate people in relation to environmental governance. If they don't accept that, then you bring in regulation. If they don't accept that, then it goes to enforcement and to compliance. And I think that's a very clear way to deal with regulation, and I hope that the business and farming community will welcome it.
Why is it that in England, Scotland, Wales and the Republic people have come to a different conclusion because they have independent agencies? We're the only ones going down the in-house route.
Well, we're the only one going down the in-house route at the present moment in time. I actually had a very interesting conversation with my Scottish counterpart in relation to the workings of the Scottish EPA recently, and I think they're reviewing the workings of that as well. And let's be clear about this, Mark. You know, people say an independent EPA is the answer to infraction from Europe. Well, frankly, it hasn't been the answer to infraction from Europe in the rest of the UK and indeed in the Republic of Ireland, who are all facing infraction from Europe. So I looked at this, I looked at the fact that we had 1.7 million people. I tried to do it in a proportionate fashion. But as I said in the statement, there's an in-house or an independent review built into this structure. So by 2011, there'll be an independent review which will look not only at the development of policy within the department, but also will look at the regulation and the protection that's going on within the new environmental agency. And I want to see clear blue water between policy development and environmental regulation.
Okay, Arlene Foster and Patsy Malone, thank you both very much indeed. Well, let's stay with